Welcome to the Knowleaf podcast. Knowleaf is a source engine for wholesale cannabis products. We enable buyers and sellers to make buying decisions by providing them a platform with trust and transparency built in. We do these podcasts because the foundation of cannabis is based on this culture of collectiveness, and an industry that is transitioning from the illicit market to the legal market inevitably has some interesting stories. I've got with me today Karina Krunk.
Hey.
Karina has been with 3C Farms for about 6 years. She spearheads their sales operations. She's been doing it since their grand opening.
Correct.
Karina is an industry vet. She's been in the cannabis industry since high school.
Not even allowed to be.
She turned her passion into a career. Today, we're going to be talking about 3C Farms. We're going to talk about Hollow Flowers, trends in cannabis, how people can get into the cannabis industry, and challenges that we face in cannabis.
Yep, a lot of them.
Karina, welcome. Tell us a little bit more about your history, your story, and tell us about 3C Farms.
Awesome. Well, first off, thank you for having me. I found Knowleaf through just finding you. Cannabis brings so many people together. Everyone in my life, literally, I met through cannabis. So it's amazing. 3C Farms. So I started with them about 6 years ago, going on to May. It's 5.5 right now. I used to work radio, actually, which is a little crazy, right?
So you should be here.
Yeah. I used to work radio, and I would do street team, and it just got to the point where I needed extra money, you know? Yeah. So I was looking for opportunities. I always used to work in dispensaries. And back in the day, the way that dispensaries were, if you're just a girl and apply, you're hired. That's it.
Yeah.
Cash on, you get paid out in the day. Now, it is not like that. So it's amazing to see the change in the cannabis industry. So 3C Farms, we started off as Coast to Coast Collective.
Yeah.
I met them because I worked their first cannabis, what was it? High Times, the Cannabis Cup.
Right.
First one ever. The dispensary wasn't even open yet.
Yeah.
So they were promoting the brand Coast to Coast Collective.
Yeah.
That's our dispensary in Canoga Park. And it was amazing. We were repping the shop and everything, but the shop wasn't even open yet. So after we killed it, that Cannabis Cup, we raffled off a bunch of weed. Everybody was so happy. And then I kept texting them hey, when am I going to work? And they just kept telling me, it's coming, it's coming. So I was offended. I was did I not get the job? I've never not got a job.
Yeah.
And then they showed me the actual facility. So because Coast to Coast was being built.
Yeah.
So it was amazing. So I walked in, and it was when you go to construction sites, the pillars, everything was being built. So then they finally in May were okay, the shop's about to be open. Are you ready? I said, okay, cool, let's go. Beautiful facility. We were one of the first dispensaries in LA to have a grow show where you can actually see the plants growing. So it was amazing. So, we started, I'll never forget the first day, our first $1,000. You would act like if we won the lottery. We were yelling, we were dancing. We were so happy because it was wow, the vision came to life. So the more that Coast to Coast started getting bigger, I ended up leaving radio and just going full time into cannabis. Why? I saw a vision. I saw a dream. I've always been someone that smoked cannabis, always, to be honest. I'm very hyper, as you can tell. So when I would smoke, it was it kind of
vibrant.
Yeah. Yeah. It would keep me at a level where I'm okay. Because for some people, I'm too much, So cannabis always made me feel all right, I'm good. I'm leveled right now. So it's amazing to see where the brand was from day one to where it is now. It's one of those things. Sometimes I walk into work and I'm what the fuck? This is crazy because, like I said, we were just a dispensary, and we started getting patients, all that. And one big thing in the cannabis industry is you build relationships with people. That's the biggest thing. What people don't understand, it's not people you're going to see. And building relationships is what will keep people coming back to your dispensary. If you have a vibe, we're known for is they're a great time. They're great. People want to be around them. That's what brings people to our dispensary. So, so in the cannabis industry, I feel to where it was at 10 years ago to where it's at now, it's insane. Back in the day, you would walk into dispensaries and you would walk in with a pack. I'm talking about a bag of weed, trying to pitch it. And it was a hustle. You would go to shop to shop. It's not like that anymore. Everything is fully legal. So to see a brand come from literally the bottom to where it's at now, it's amazing. I feel blessed. I really feel blessed. It's an industry where it's only growing more and more every day. And especially now that people are knowing about it and not in a negative way. I feel before people see it as oh, you're a pothead, you're a stoner. They would label you as someone that's lower because you smoke or whatever, but they don't realize all the medical benefits.
Right.
So I realized nowadays a lot of people actually, it's so much in the news, CBD, all of that people are actually more open to it.
Yeah, I feel people now, they just think you're smart.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, you're in it.
Like, you're a drug dealer. It's like, oh my God, can you inform me?
You're progressive.
Yeah, I went from a drug dealer to a pharmacist.
Yeah. So now I want to ask you about that. Like, well, because I think that sales in cannabis is still a little bit challenging. So, how can you, like, when you were in high school doing this?
So high school is different. So,
and doing it now, what are some maybe the similarities and differences of like?
Okay, so in high school, obviously, like everybody just wants to get high. Like you have friends that I got $5, I got $5, I got $5. You know, so it's different. Back then, you weren't picky about weed. You didn't know about weed. Whoever had weed, that's the weed you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like you have options. You have testing it. Like I even said, like 5 years ago when we opened, like you buy from companies you don't even know. People are making brownies in their basement, and you have them. Like you didn't even know. So as much as people don't like the change of the cannabis industry, and don't get me wrong, you go through a lot of things like testing, all that, but now you actually know what you're smoking and doing. Yeah. Because now you see the whole vape crisis, all that. Like there's a lot of bad things in those products that aren't legal. Right. So the only good thing, and that's why I advise everybody, shop legal, because you get to see everything that's in your product. You get to know what's in it, and you know what's going in your lungs. Someone like me, I have asthma. Yeah. I can't be smoking no weird shit. Like I'll feel it when I smoke like those fake cartridges. I will feel it. Yeah. So that's why I advise everybody to like just be more informed. And that's why the good thing now is that you have so many tools like podcasts, you have YouTube, you have dispensaries that give you full on like charts where now, like you should be smart with it. This is like your life, your lungs. Like you need that. It's important. Speaking of which, so like 3C Farms has like such a variety of product types. Can you go into that a little bit and just Yes, of course. So we have over 33 strains, a little history of 3C Farms. So Brian Schwartz is a grower. He's been growing for over 20 years. He's an amazing grower. I'm talking about he's a grower where he literally, everything is mental. He doesn't write anything down. He just goes into a room, knows knows everything. Like the way he works, I watch him and I'm like, that's amazing. Like that's goals, Yeah. Because he's so in tune with his plants and everything that he's growing. So these are just some of the varieties. I brought 8 of some of my favorite strains, but we have over 33 strains. So we're very known for our OG. OG is very popular. At least in certain areas like us in the Valley, OG is very popular because realistically, a lot of people want to smoke kind of to calm down the end of the day, like relax. So that's that OG feeling that it'll give you. Yeah. So we're very known for that. And he's crossed a bunch of different strains. And like for sativas, we have great sativas. This is right here is like one of my personal favorites. This is our ACOG. So this is a 2-to-1 strain. So this is kind of our introductory for patients that haven't really been into cannabis but want to get into it. Right. So it's that introductory where it's not too heavy, but it'll show you like, oh, okay, it's crossed with this. Then after this, they'll be like, wait, I want something a little bit stronger. Yeah. And that's what we like to offer patients. We like to give them a variety of everything. So they're not limited to like only indica, only sativa. We have a variety of everything. Like I said, we have over 33 strains and we have more coming. Yeah. So it's pretty amazing. So we just came from Hall of Flowers. That's the last time we saw each other. And I'm curious, like, based on like all the brands you saw there and their different products and their different offerings, like, how do you feel about the landscape and like kind of like the different offerings and the shifts, that we've, I'm not going to lie to you. Hall of Flowers was amazing. Shout out to Hall of Flowers. Honestly, you guys, that was an amazing event. I was very, very impressed with everything. Like the way that they... Like, weren't you impressed with Hall of Flowers? Yeah, they put it together for a bunch of... to get together a bunch of people smoking. I've been to over like 20 cannabis events, and Hall of Flowers was so organized, the way that they had everything set up. I saw a lot of great brands. You know, I'm not the type to be like, oh, that brand sucks. I think everybody brings something else to the table. Yeah. That's what I think is amazing about the cannabis industry. There's room for all of us. Yeah. So sometimes people bring on that like, oh, I'm better than this, I'm better. There's no need for that. Right. Like, we can all win. We can all eat together. Like, there's no... I'm better. So it was awesome. It was great to see the different brands, and me as a salesperson, it gave me an eye and a visual of like what else is out there. But I'm very confident about our product. I wouldn't push it as hard as I do, So it's one of those things where it's like 3C Farms. If you smoked it or if you have it, you should. It speaks for itself. It's one of those things, once I tell people, I don't really push on them, and then they try it and they come back to me and tell me, okay, like you weren't lying. Yeah. Because, one thing in cannabis, people see so many different brands. So it's like, what makes your brand different? I don't like to be, I'm not that pushy person. I'm not the one that's blowing you up all day. I'm going to let you try it, and you end up calling me because you're like, okay, you know what? You were right. Yeah. So, specifically about the products, right? I mean, I think like I just read Blue Ocean Strategy, and they talk about like how there's like really no competition because you could always kind of reinvent. And so
I think in Hall of Flowers, we've seen so many, like, obviously now there's vapes and there's tinctures and there's like people are coming up with capsules. Like what do you see in the pipeline for 3C Farms, or like what do you see in general for cannabis as different, like you mentioned, like the medical applications, but what else do you see that might just be really big aside from like your typical flower?
So one thing I'm actually allowed to take today, I got pre-approval. So we're actually releasing a line called Opie Not. So it pretty much is going against opioids. Opioids.
You met? Anyone know?
We're in the works about releasing a brand right now called Opie Not. So it's pretty much going against opioids. So it's full CBD line with combined THC to help all those patients, because we get so many patients coming off like, I don't want to be on sleep medicine, I don't want to be on this, I don't want to be on this. Yeah. And it's one of those things where we're gonna have full tincture line, full CBD line, full vape line, and it's crazy to see how many people have been helped through cannabis. Like I have had so many patients that were addicted to sleeping pills, that were addicted to everything, but they were scared of cannabis. And then they got that introductory, like, here's this, there's edibles, there's this, and now they don't even touch pills, because pills are more addicting than anything. Right. That's what people don't realize. In America, we have the biggest crisis of opioids, and they make it seem like, oh, there's like, that's our biggest crisis. But what they don't realize is those cannabis can solve those problems. Right. You know, there's tinctures, there's CBD, there's like sleep vapes, there's a lot of things that can help more than opioids, and that's what people are doing. Like I said, we would get a lot of patients that are like, I don't want to be on this anymore. I rely on this so much. I want something more natural, and that's what I love about now. Even the news, as much as like they can say some wrong misinformation, they're putting it out there that it shows that cannabis is not the bad. It's not the devil. Like people made it. I feel like a couple years ago, it was so like, oh, it's so bad, it's the devil, it's like horrible. No, there's a lot of medical benefits to it. Yeah. You know, I know a lot of, like, probably a good 50% of our patients are purely like for medical reasons. Yeah. You know, and I feel like now that the society is being more aware to it and actually knows about it, it's definitely opened a lot of people's eyes. Even let alone my own parents. I'm Hispanic. I was raised like Mexican. Like, they hate weed. Like, it was like devil, you know? Yeah. So I got really lucky. Like, everything progress my mom would see on the news, she'd be like, so what's CBD? What will help you sleep? So it was awesome that now even my own family are all doing CBD, all of that, all the night stuff, because that's what helps. Yeah. So obviously now your parents are getting introduced to it, your family's getting introduced to it. So like on the ground level, doing sales, like what do you see like that, like the average person doesn't see about like the influx? Like, I mean, even just like when you think about MedMen and how like they're like taking over, and there's just like so many more like licenses opening up. What do you see on the ground level that people should be like paying attention to in terms of like trends that are happening in cannabis? Well, I mean, there's going to be trends everywhere all the time. I definitely think it's one of those things, like, your product speaks for itself. Because I do like MedMen, they're amazing. They're like one of those companies that like, they're so fast paced, but there's different type of patients. There's patients that don't like to walk into dispensaries like that. They feel too over flooded. Yeah. There's patients that want to go into a dispensary where they could spend a little more time. You know, and it really just depends on the patient. And everybody wants something different. That's what the cool thing about cannabis is. Like, I'm telling you, I would have patients from like 18 to 100. Like, I have 100. Like, I've had patients where to help them just to smell anything. Yeah. So it's an amazing industry that's growing so much, and you see new products every single day that you're like, wow. So I kind of want to go into like now like a little bit of the challenges that we see, like for people trying to get into the industry, whether or not they're like starting a business or even just trying to get employed in cannabis. Right. Like, what do you think? Like, I know you had to chase down 3C to like, so what are some of the challenges you see like with like trying to get in? One challenge I tell everybody is like, take your first foot in the door. It doesn't matter what it is. A bud tender, a receptionist. Like, if you really want to be in the cannabis industry, take that first job, even if it's not ideal. Because you know what it is about, I've noticed about the industry? People, because I get messages all the time, like, I want to do what you're doing. Like, it took me 10 years to get where I'm at. Yeah. Like, it wasn't like, let me apply and be here. It's not like that. Like, it's like any field, realistically. Take that first job, janitor, cleaner, whatever. Take that first job into there. Yeah. Then the whole thing is learning, because cannabis is a lot like, there's a lot of different things. There's indica, sativa, hybrid, CBD. If you're informed and you're willing to learn, you can go so far. I've known people that have been in it forever, didn't do anything with it. I've known people that have been in it for a year and are already excelling. If this is a passion that you want to be in, take that first step. Doesn't matter what job it is, doing events, being a bud tender, being a receptionist, and just knowing about the products, knowing about what you're giving to patients. Because a lot of people need help. They go into these dispensaries not knowing anything. So if you're open-minded and willing to help people, that's what will get you in. So what do you think is the best job in cannabis? That's
like if somebody wants to get in now, like where were you telling them to start? Like you said, like get in anywhere, but what is the best like situation?
I mean, everybody's different, you know. Yeah. There's cannabis only influencers. There's people that do sales like me. There's bud tenders. Like it really just depends. Like in the end, if you want to be in the industry, you're going to take that first job you can get.
You're going to find a way, right?
You know, and that's the thing. And you want to work for legal dispensaries. Don't apply to these illegal dispensaries. All those illegal shops, they're going to get shut down. That's where a downfall. A lot of people, they go to these illegal shops and they don't even know that they're legal. I've seen this a lot.
Yeah.
And right now, like the government's not playing. Like they're all going to get shut down. It's like, make sure you're working for a legal business.
Yeah.
Because in the end, like I'm telling you, do you ever think that I would make this into a career? No. I just thought weed in high school.
Yeah.
Like, and I would just be like, fuck, what am I going to do with my life? Like, I don't even know. And then it just all like, then it became legal and everything. And it just all fell into place. Like now it's like a career.
Yeah.
So now my parents, they don't even complain anymore. Because it's like, I'm like, yeah, I used to sell weed and I made a career out of it. Like what? And she's just like, I know you're
that money rolling in. So.
Yeah, like, you know, so it's like, what can they really say? And I'm happy. Like, I love my job. Like, 3C Farms is an amazing company. Like, there's a lot of, like, especially in the weed industry, like, you will get snaked out a lot. Like, people are, I'm not going to lie to you, people are very for their own. I'm so lucky to work for a company that they let me be myself. Not once have they ever been like, oh, tone it down to this. They let me do me. And we've had so much success, not even just me, with all of our staff, all of our employees. Like, everyone brings something different to the team. Yeah. And it's amazing. Like, I've met, like I said, all of my best. Everyone that I'm involved in my life is through cannabis. Yeah. So it's an industry where, like, Little Hall of Flowers, like, how amazing was that? How many people did you meet that's like, I'm going to see you again? Yeah, I know, tons of people. But speaking of being yourself, like, you're super supportive and it translates online because you're you're an influencer, you're a cannabis influencer. Right. So, and you like, what I love about what you do is that you're always putting people on. You're always like, you pass a shop and you're like, I know them. Yeah. And then you like, you know, put it on Insta and so show some support. Can you tell me a little bit about like, I mean, some people do sales and they just keep it at that. And they even almost keep their like job almost a secret because they separate personal and job. Tell us about like your traction with like social media and growing your influence. Gotcha. Like some of the brands that you, some of the like people that you support a lot online, like. Well, I definitely think like this new age right now, social media is more, I use it as a business tool. I don't necessarily use it just to post pictures. Obviously, of course I do. Yeah, pictures. But social media nowadays, what people don't realize, it's free marketing. Yeah. It's truly free marketing. So I'm someone, like I said, in the cannabis industry, there's room for all of us to win. So I keep it cool with everybody. I support everybody because guess what? When I do something, they support it back. Yeah. So there's so many good brands out there. So I'm not someone to be like, oh my God, that brand sucks, mine's better. No. We're both good in different ways. Right. You have something that I don't have, vice versa. So I love to show support because that's how you get further in life. It's not about like, oh my God, I'm intimidated. No. They have good stuff, but so do I. So I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about our flower and the competition because I know what our product brings to the table. And I think it's very good in the cannabis industry. Like there used to be a stigma a couple years ago where everyone, when you walk in dispensary, all the girls are mean. Yeah. They're just pretty and they're mean. That's old. Yeah. Yes, it used to be like that. That's not it anymore. Like people nowadays, it's like, it's all about being friendly and wanting to be there. You know what I mean? Right. So I definitely like, yeah, you see my social media. I support mad brands. Anyone that gives me stuff, I've been with you. Yeah. I support every brand, everybody, because you know what? It's really about, like I said, it's an industry for all of us to win. There's room for, well, people don't realize how big cannabis is. Like if there's room for all of us, if we all got together, we could do so much. People want to be like, don't get me wrong. I'll come across that, but I don't fit into it. I'm not a negative person. Yeah. No? Yeah, we'll get there. I think I always tell people like the people you see in cannabis now, just watch out for them in 2 years. You know? Oh my God. They're going to be in a completely different place. Definitely. And even like Hall of Flowers, it was so dope because I saw so many people I work with, so many of my accounts, so many friends, and it was like, oh my God, dope. And I was putting on everybody on Instagram because everybody deserves recognition because there's amazing products out there right now. It's not even just 3C Farms. Yes, we're an amazing product, but there's also other amazing products, you know? Absolutely. So I think there's room for all of us. And if we all help each other, like, it's going global. Like cannabis, people don't understand it's one of the biggest industries in the world right now. Yeah, it's gone global, right? I mean, like it's pretty insane. So, I've been asking all these questions. I wonder if there's anything specific that you wanted to touch on that I didn't mention. I don't know. I don't think so. Otherwise, we'll open it up to Q&A. Nah. But if anyone does have, like, if you think there's something important I should have said, do you guys have anything? Are you paying attention?
No, I'm just kidding. So how do people find you online? Like, I know that you posted right before this and saying, hey, all of you have been asking me for advice. How do folks find you online?
So I have a YouTube channel, Karina Krunk. I have Instagram, Karina Krunk. I have Snapchat, Karina Krunk. I have Twitter, Karina Krunk. I go by Karina Krunk. So yeah, it's just an outlet. Like I said, I'm always here to help people. I'm not like one of those people that are like, oh, it's only for me. Because I do get one thing I do get a lot, and that's why I wanted to do this. I get a lot of DMs every day. Like, how do you do this? You look so happy every day. Because like every day I like live my best life. Like I'm happy. Like 3C Farms has changed my life for the better. Like I love my job. Like I don't go to work like, oh my God. I'm like, hey, like sometimes I feel like I'm the irritating one because I'm too happy. Like they're like, this girl never shuts up. I walk in like, I made a sale because you know what it is? When you work for something that you're passionate about, that's one thing I tell people. A lot of people want to come in this industry because they want to make money. If that's what you're in it for, don't get me wrong, the money's there, but it's a process.
Yeah.
It took us 6 years to be where we're at now. You know, we were just a dispensary. Then we went through licensing issues that I'm pretty sure a lot of brands know about that went through it too. And licensing can be a problem. We went through so many things and now we're finally here. But there was so many years of frustration. Are you kidding me? Ask them. I would be crying. I would be like, I'm over it. I'm done. But loyalty and just patience and passion took me so far. And it was a testing to myself because there was moments, I'm telling you, right before all of this change, I was like, I'm done. I'm over it. I can't do this because like licensing was an issue. There were so many things that were an issue that was so stressful. But now the reward of like everything where it's at now, like I can honestly say I've never been this happy in my life. Like career-wise, spiritual-wise, everything. It's amazing. It's an industry where it's growing more and more every day. Like, look, I met you through cannabis. Yeah. I met everyone here. Everyone here that I know is literally through cannabis. Yeah. So it's an industry where it brings people together. It's a positive industry. I haven't came across anyone that's like mean. Like, you know, that like stigma I used to be like, oh, people are like, no, everyone's just like, oh, you want to try this? You want to try this? And that's what I loved about Hall of Flowers. Right. It's a community that we're all like, let's all succeed. Yeah. Hall of Flowers definitely like made that like apparent, you know, in a big way, So Karina, I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. This was fun. Okay. You can find us, Knowleaf Podcast on everywhere you listen to podcasts. Yes, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. The Knowleaf Podcast brings you the stories of the cultivators, manufacturers, brands, dispensaries, and cannabis professionals. Sign up on our website and tune in.